Cheers to this amazing drink. It hit the spot. Few things are more refreshing than enjoying a cool beverage after spending a long day under the hot summer sun. But gulping down a drink does not quench thirst. Or does it? Hi friends, welcome back to Nifty Bites. If you're new here, I'm Navid, and this is where we satisfy your curiosity about the types of questions you've always had in mind. Today we're going to talk about thirst. When you feel thirsty, you drink water. But even before the water has been absorbed by your body or enters your bloodstream, you feel quenched. The thing is, your brain does not wait for the effects of water, which can take 10 to 15 minutes. There is a reason for this, which is both evolutionary and for the proper functioning of the body. Drinking too much water too soon can dilute your bloodstream and mess up the salt-water balance in your body. There is also an evolutionary reason in animals. As they are vulnerable to predators when they drink water, it is useful to have their brains quench thirst as soon as it detects the act of swallowing. At this point, you might be wondering how we feel thirsty or how thirst mechanism works. So let me make it as simple as possible. Thirst is regulated in the lamina terminalis, which is a part at the front of the brain. So this part contains three things: the SFO, the OVLT, and the MNPO. Unlike other parts of the brain, the SFO and OVLT are in direct contact with bloodstream, which means whenever you feel thirsty and dehydration is detected, these are the first ones to hear the news. So what happens here? The SFO goes to MNPO and tells him or her that they need more water, I'm thirsty. Actually, this happens through sending some signals. The MNPO then goes to the body and tells the body to drink more water. This is when you feel thirsty. Here, when the MNPO senses that water is supplied through swallowing motion, it goes back to SFO and tells him or her that you don't really need to worry, the situation is totally under control. And this is when the feeling of thirst disappears. Scientists have now discovered that in rodents, signals from both throat and gut control the feelings of thirst. These distinct pathways may help us figure out why consuming a beverage is typically refreshing, but does not always sate our thirst. The throat sends an immediate but temporary thirst-quenching signal to the brain once an animal starts gulping. At this point, the body is unaware of what it's consuming. The second signal from the gut acts as a check-in mechanism to make sure to hold the brakes on thirst only if what the body consumed was actually water. In another study, an associate professor at the University of California, San Francisco, and his colleagues reported that the gut sensed the water content of an ingested fluid and sent a signal that suppressed thirst in the brain. Let me just recap on what we've discussed so far. After drinking or eating, the brain receives a very fast signal from either the throat or mouth. Then, after a delay of a couple of minutes, it gets a slower signal from the gut that confirms what was consumed. In the case of hunger, calories, and in the case of thirst, water. It can be from anything we've eaten or drunk that contains water. However, there might be some exceptions to it. Because the system's sensitivity declines with age, older adults tend to feel less thirst, and they may need to set reminders to drink. A 2013 study found that, on average, people older than 70 failed to get adequate hydration. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe. And here are some other videos for you to watch. Thank you, and till next time.